Hey guys, welcome back. Today, we've got some very exciting updates about NIO and its sub-brand ONVO that I think you'll find really interesting. NIO's president recently dropped some big hints, including the fact that there's still another major surprise coming very soon. On top of that, he explained why the ES8 SUV is priced so aggressively and why it's shaping up to be one of the most successful models in its category. And beyond the ES8, we're also seeing an unexpected wave of momentum building around the ONVO L60, a model that originally struggled to gain attention, but is now absolutely surging in demand thanks to the launch of the ONVO L90. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive in step by step. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Let's start with what's happening on the ground in China right now. NIO's ES8 is turning heads because of its price, its features, and its value compared to rivals. Demand is clearly heating up, and that's being felt across major cities. The fact that NIO has managed to get such a high-end SUV onto the market at a price point that undercuts competitors is nothing short of remarkable. And it's not just about the ES8 itself. NIO's strategy is working in ways that are spilling over into other models in the lineup. Take the ONVO L60 as an example. Initially, this vehicle didn't get the recognition it deserved. Before the launch of the ONVO L90, managers at ONVO admitted they had to work extra hard to explain the brand to potential buyers. There wasn't much publicity, and people were hesitant. Even though the L60 offered a package that beat Tesla's Model Y in both specifications and price, it still didn't gain traction because the brand simply wasn't established enough. But then came the launch of the ONVO L90. That car changed everything. Suddenly, the ONVO brand started getting attention. The L90 brought in a wave of traffic. More people came to check out the car, read reviews, and visit showrooms. And while some of those visitors were curious about the L90, many ended up walking out with an L60 instead. They looked at it, realized it was also a fantastic deal, and decided to go for it. This spillover effect has created a massive surge in demand for the L60. In fact, sales data for August shows record-breaking numbers. Orders for the ONVO L60 were up by about 30% compared to July, making August the best month ever for this model. That's a big turnaround from the perception that the L60 might underperform. Now, it's becoming a real force in the market. And it's not just private buyers showing interest. Ride-hailing drivers in China, particularly those working with Didi, which is basically the Chinese equivalent of Uber, are starting to adopt the ONVO L60 in large numbers. Why? Because the car is extremely efficient, the energy consumption is low, and with NIO's battery swapping technology, these drivers don't waste time sitting around waiting for their cars to charge. For people who drive for hours every single day, that convenience is a game changer. This means NIO isn't just winning with regular consumers, but also with commercial users who care about reliability and cost efficiency. Now let's circle back to the ES8, because NIO's president made some very intriguing comments about it. He mentioned that the price revealed at the launch event wasn't the final price, it was more of a pre-sale figure. He suggested that when the official release happens, buyers should expect a surprise. That surprise could be an even lower price, or maybe some extra features or perks that weren't announced yet. Either way, this points to an even bigger wave of demand ahead once the final pricing is revealed. But why is the ES8 positioned as such a blockbuster product? NIO's president explained it clearly. He said large three-row SUVs have always been the foundation of NIO's brand. This is where the company started, and it's an area where they want to excel. In the high-end automotive market, three-row SUVs are seen as the pinnacle. Many influential automakers have their own flagship models in this category. By competing here, NIO proves it can stand shoulder to shoulder with the best in the business. Another reason is that big SUVs provide more space to showcase advanced technologies. They can integrate better materials, more innovative designs, and cutting-edge tech features. That means the ES8 isn't just another car, it's a statement about what NIO is capable of delivering. And here's where NIO really has the upper hand: research and development. Over the past several years, NIO has invested heavily in R&D, optimizing everything from product definitions to tech choices. This has allowed them to create vehicles that offer incredible features while keeping costs manageable. It's the kind of balance that most competitors simply haven't achieved. For example, let's talk about storage space. The ES8 offers a massive 230-liter front trunk. To put that in perspective, look at what Audi offers in its EVs. Their trunks are tiny by comparison, barely useful for much more than a small bag. NIO's R&D has enabled them to maximize every inch of available space, giving them a competitive edge that's immediately obvious to customers. The same story plays out with NIO's ONVO L90, which has an even larger 240-liter frunk. These details might sound small at first, but they highlight how NIO is thinking differently, investing in practical innovations that competitors can't easily replicate without major cost increases. Because of this strategy, NIO has created a product lineup that feels premium but is still more affordable than rivals. The competitors are left scrambling, forced to slash prices and even sell vehicles at a loss just to keep up. This isn't sustainable for them, but for NIO, it's a winning formula. It's also important to note that this same R&D-driven approach applies to NIO's battery swap stations. The first-generation stations cost around 3 million RMB and only stored 5 batteries. They also relied on outside patents, which made them expensive to operate. But as NIO developed its own technology, costs dropped dramatically. The second-generation stations cut the cost nearly in half while holding 13 batteries. The third and now fourth-generation stations hold up to 23 batteries each, and yet the cost per station is down to about 1.5 million RMB or roughly $250,000. That's a huge achievement, and it means the battery swapping network can expand much faster and more sustainably. All of this paints a picture of a company that isn't just chasing short-term sales. NIO is building for the long term. They've put in the work, invested in R&D, and created technology that sets them apart from the competition. That's why we're seeing such strong momentum now, whether it's with the ES8, the ONVO L60, or the brand new ONVO L90. So, to wrap it all up, NIO is on a roll. The ONVO L60, which once looked like it might struggle, is now seeing record sales thanks to the buzz generated by the ONVO L90. Ride-hailing drivers are also embracing it because of its efficiency and battery swap convenience. Meanwhile, the ES8 is shaping up to be a blockbuster product in the premium SUV market. NIO's president has hinted at another surprise in store for the official launch, which likely means even stronger demand is coming. And behind all of this success is NIO's massive investment in R&D, which has allowed them to innovate faster, cut costs, and deliver features that competitors simply can't match at similar price points. At the end of the day, this is what makes NIO stand out. They're not just building cars, they're building an ecosystem, a technology platform, and a long-term strategy that could redefine how people see premium EVs. If the current momentum continues, NIO could be setting itself up for one of its best years yet. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.